It's just not something you see too often. Honestly, right now, pick one Falcons, because you have players and no one.
Let's not forget, Radio Tower still also has Tai Lu in it. These are going to be just a bit past this one. We have, if you mind, Game PT that's going to be over there. And I don't even know, man. This is
everything you wanted, Matchroom. This is everything you've been praying for every single day coming into this tournament. Here you go. You better be happy with it.
Yes, yes, I am. Gen.G, you can see now picking up one down to the south. They're going to push T5 back away. Don't forget about 17. That's going to be the opposing side of them. Sonics, the only team that's really playing to the west at all, are taking some shots in. Falcons probably going to be pathing over here as well, but everybody is playing Radio Tower Hillside or Nova right now.
Nice shots coming through 4AM down below. It's such a difficult position to play in full control of for 4AM. Grabbing underneath, taking him down as Theron on 5 trying to push on through. 17 is sat there ready and waiting. Again, Theron on 5 without the emergency pickups. Just cannot find a proper entry to this one.
Oh, and it's just going to get worse as now Falcon's going to be pathing into this similar angle. 17 Gaming already taking the shots into them. It's going to make it a bit more awkward as Uju just trying to hold it. Does get the knock on that one. Little Ghost providing some support as well. Falcons, they are going to just hard land into this position.
Fully visible to FaZe from down below. You can see shots coming through. Melman, easy peasy for him. Game PT out in 8th, but great hold initially. Just too much to muster, trying to make their way further towards the west.
4AM is going to be sending it off into the distance into the far west. Sonics has now crossed over into more of the satellite tower and the buildings complex over here. This is a very complicated area to play just due to the fencing, the walls, everything else like that. And you can see that Sonics realizes, okay, this is where 17 is going to be playing. Let's step over, let's get control over this. Then the south pretty much is ours. They do have to be cautious as 4 Angry Men is now finally one of the first teams around them 500 meters in quite a while, but Xiao Bei, can he defend up? Suju is going to be down, does manage to pick up one of the Sonics members, but the shots are going to connect for the follow-up.
The 1-for-1 peek on over as Sonics do come out victorious in the end. Have to fully reset as fast as possible though, as Atrian right now currently the only one tasked with defending the rest of the team.
No.
Here comes Melman down the hillside. He goes parachute full speed forward, able to land, you'd have to imagine, but the rest of the team on bikes trying to make their way down towards him in the crater down below, and just like that, somehow all of them get down here. I say safely, but Elliot broke his ankles on approach.
Hey, he at least got to a resible position. The problem with it is FaZe, who's been kind of locking down this area for a while, they still have a lot of nades. They still got a lot of Molotovs. Hard Hat Man himself doesn't have to put in too much work. Just got to put out a couple of throwables. Doesn't want to peek too much just yet, but that's because Gustav's going to be following in. That bull is just going to be cooking with nades, with Molotovs, and Mel realizes he got to get out.
I know. I think this is FaZe realizing that we want to keep these nades for as long as we can. We know there's a late game still to be played, but a little worrying that James just ran up there thinking that he could take this on 1v3 by himself, considering the fact that he had nades to his disposal, wanted to get as close as he could before having to use any utility. When the shots came in return, they knew, great, we got to use them here. Finds the 3. Good cleanup from FaZe, who now gets the circle too. If they can hold off Gen.G, they're going to be in a very, very good position to claim the win here as well.
Boy, we got some international usual suspects in our top 4 right now. FaZe, Gen.G, Sonics, and 4 Angry Men. 4 Angry Men off on a no man's land, kind of by themselves right now, and that's kind of the way they want it after what all happened around that bridge. No surprise there is Gen.G still just trying to figure out, okay, how is FaZe moving through this one? Pio's finally going to spot them out as Sonics, Gen.G pretty close to each other in this compound.
Well, it's like watching 2019 PUBG all over again with the teams that we currently got alive.
That's true.
As Sonics, the first team to have to make a move here, trying to creep further forward. Of course, they know that Gen.G will eventually have to make a play. Therefore, that is what we're going to set up for. We don't worry about Forum. We don't worry about FaZe right now. We have to try and deny any sort of crossover for Gen.G, because there's such a small chance now that the next circle is going to stay east side or contain any space on the east side of the road. So that's why you're seeing Sonics pretty much ignore what's happening up here with 4AM, but fully focus on the roadside itself.
This is Sonics that are going to be taking the low side of the hill, and just to kind of get away from some of these sight lines. FaZe have good vision up into the north, as once we start moving away from where this road is itself and we get up this hillside, there are a couple of divots that you can kind of navigate, work your way through.
That is going to be really, really frustrating for Sonics to have to work around, especially because now FaZe is thinking as well, let's deal with 4AM as fast as possible. We take the full-on fight towards them. They know that they're a wounded team. Clean them now before anyone surviving on the roadside comes their way.
4 Angry Men had the potential to make their next rotation difficult. So FaZe pushes pushes forward, gets in that low ground, says, nope, if you go to peek over here, we are going to punish you for it. So, yes, 4 Angry Men has a lot of vision. They know how 2 of the teams are approaching. The problem is they can't really do too much about it as the terrain is very unfavorable for what they want to try to accomplish.
Gen.G now coming into the southern side as well. I'm curious to see when Gustav reads that and forces his troops back the other direction. Gen.G actually also helping FaZe a little bit in shooting all the way across the circle. Circle swings over as Pio now started to creep ever so much closer down towards the Sonics.
Pio doing Pio things. He's getting right up on top of that. HSMM about to have to deal with some issues of his own. That nade doesn't connect on H1, but is enough to shoo him away from the angle. James going to be moving forward. Yeah, laying down's just not going to be enough. There's FaZe, gets the high ground and gets the vision.
Easy clean up for FaZe, the team that were the first movers onto the island early on in this one. James once again peeks on over, headshot, body shot, connected onto Strims. Here Sonics are left exposed. Trying to fend off against Gen.G, just not working out for them.
Look at this though, Gen.G realized FaZe made that shift up.
Yeah, exactly.
Now they're moving into the north and they're trying to backfill into this. This means that Corexy and the rest of the squad now has to shift their attention into what's going on with Sonics and now having to contend with the new danger threat close that Gustav has.
It is Gustav against Gen.G effectively here as the former IGL of the team and now support flex player is trying to maintain full control on the eastern side. In the meantime, now he goes, guys, if you want to take out Sonics, you better do it now because you have to come up here and help me real damn soon. And you can see all of FaZe running pretty much on a line here, full speed down towards Sonics. They know that pressure is on. They know that it's of the essence that it get done with Sonics now.
This is your teammates respecting your play, Gustav. 3 members committing into Sonics. They want to secure this situation. They want to make sure that it is taken care of. Tig takes a massive amount of damage. Corexy can't quite find the angles, but with the vehicles exploding in front of them, you can see FaZe realizes there is an opportunity. Time does give enough for the meds to come through on Sonic's line. They've also realized that Gen.G has shifted away, so now here comes the rush. Can they manage to bypass through what FaZe is trying to accomplish as Pio has moved right up next to Gustav?
And this is the issue for Gustav. He goes, guys, I can't do this for much longer. I'm holding them off as best as I can. But he's constantly trying to maneuver down towards his teammates. Issue is, in doing so, he's allowing Gen.G that much more control. He's once again running off. Pio is on the hunt, but the remaining 2 Gen.G players are opting to flex in behind Sonics. Gen.G playing this one very smart, very slow, and not aggressing, but taking the space they're given by the retreating opponents.
And with Gustav stepping away, now Pio up into the north, Gen.G goes, okay, we got what we wanted. Flex back in, and this is one of the reasons why FaZe wanted to let them have it. Now, a full-on pinch onto Sonics, and there's nothing they can do. They are so outnumbered. Nade's going to be coming in. Even if you manage to get away from Gen.G, you're going to have to deal with what's going to be going on with FaZe back behind you, and this is exactly what FaZe wanted. They wanted to clear up this side, and now it is just a straight-up 4v3.
The issue is now, because of them both shooting, because of Nux coming on both sides, they know they have Pio cornered alone. They know that they have him on an island, and they instantly push down on it. Once they saw both DG and EJ's names in the kill feed, reading it off as knowing that there are only 3 left alive, they knew they had a 3v1 in their hands. They instantly push on it, and just like that now, it's a 4v2 in favor of FaZe Clan.
Gen.G kind of separated out, has got to be careful. Each one having to take down 2 different members of FaZe Clan who have just been dominant as we look through some sections of this event so far. Can they find the opportunities? If Gustav pushes down into this one, if he flanks back in behind it, it could spell the absolute end of them. But 3-man stack from FaZe. They got faith in each other right now, and it is deserved.
From full control Gen.G to down on the stomachs Gen.G they go. FaZe reclaim control. Gustav somehow able to run fast enough to get out of it, and still just keep Gen.G baited, keep Pio baited to follow him. Just say, come with me, the fun is over here. Then they turn him and then they take him down.
It is such a hard job what Gustav is doing right now, and he's having to do it against Pio of all players inside the world, and he's doing it efficiently. He's baiting out Gen.G, forcing them to stall, not allowing them to take the tempo of the game. FaZe is dictating so much of what's happening right now, and so much of it is off of the team trusting in what Gustav can accomplish here.
FaZe came into this match with 2 points on the day. 0 points in the previous one, no placements inside of top 10. This would be a huge turnaround point for them to finally get something going to finish off day 1 with 2 more Erangels left to play. But DG and EJ, they still have something to say about exactly that. 4v2, we've seen it be won by the lesser team before. Let's see if Gen.G can do something about this one.
It would require a massive misplay on the specs, playing against the Rock. Now keep in mind, FaZe is having to play all of the angles because they don't know exactly where Gen.G keeps repositioning, but I think that Gustav saw that. Now he's going to play this a lot more quiet. Wait for the peek out. Goes for the spray and doesn't get the knock. DG's going to go down. Holm come down. Try to make sure that he doesn't take too much out of this. Molotov's going to be a bit too far. Meant to come out for DG. Now it's going to be EG trying to make sure that he can get something out of this one. But EG just can't really find the angles to work with. Gustav continuing to hold this line miraculously.
He is so annoying for these Gen G players. Perfect edge control play, baiting the attention, allowing for FaZe Clan to, with every single step, take more and more control in this circle. And single-handedly, Gustav now forcing them to turn around as James peaks on the second time around. Gen G is playing whack-a-mole against the entirety of FaZe Clan, and they are hitting their shots. And now 4v1. This should be FaZe a clear win as the flush comes through onto EJ.
Push on both sides of it, and it's a flank. There is nothing that can be done. That was just absolute perfection. Mind games, control, everything coming up for FaZe.
What a game as well. We see Luke there, the